Let me make sure my microphone's on. Yep, it's on. Good morning, BY. Well, wait. Sorry, it's not the morning. It's actually 4 in the evening. I hope you enjoyed Zoom today. Please make sure that you are working on your Delta Math assignment. We went over this lesson during Zoom, but due to request, it looks like I'll be making a help video for each Delta Math assignment. And Miss Colorundo also wants to make some as well. So we might be taking turns. So if you hear a different voice, don't be scared. All right, let's begin. So here's what's going to look like. We're basically just going to do 2 problems on some of the problems that you'll be seeing on your Delta Math assignment. I think me and Miss Colorundo only gave you 3 questions. So not too many to stress out about. Just enough for you to focus and actually show us that you understand what you're doing. All right, so let's look below. This is an angle problem. The reason why I'm going to call this an angle problem is because it's dealing with angles. So the question says, in the diagram below of triangle EFG, so look, I have a big triangle EFG, H is the midpoint of EF, and J is the midpoint of FG. The measure of angle HJF is 10x plus 36, and the measure of angle EGJ is 6x plus 44. What is the measure of angle HJF? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to highlight this because that seems important, and this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to label those angles. I'm going to label those angles. So please pay very close attention to how we label our angles. So for HJF, I start at H, go to J, end at F. So I'm going to put my angle HJF right where J is. So I'm going to say 10x plus 36. That looks weird. That looks a little weird. 10x plus 36. My apologies. Much nicer. Now, angle EGJ. So I start at E, go to G, end at J. So my angle is going to be right at G. I'm going to put a 6x plus 44. Let's hope I finish this video before my iPad dies. So you heard me, Miss Colorundo, say this during class. We said that these are going to be corresponding angles. And we know that from our parallel lines unit that corresponding angles are congruent. So whenever we have congruent angles, all we have to do is just set these angles equal to each other. So I'm going to do 10x plus 36 equals 6x plus 44. So the first thing I want to do is I want to solve for x. Duh. So I need to ask myself, how do I get my x's on one side and my numbers on the other? Well, I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides of my equation. Subtract 6x, subtract 6x. My 6x's cancel. And I now have 10x minus 6x, which is 4x. So I now have 4x plus 36, which is equal to 44. I want to get x by itself, so I got to get rid of that plus 36. So I'm going to take away a 36 from both sides of my equation. So I get 4x is equal to 8. Now, got to divide by 4. And I get x is equal to 2. Here's the issue. If we go back to the question, I want to find the value of an angle. I don't want to find x. I want to find the value of angle HJF. So if I look, I know HJF is 10x plus 36. And we know that x is 2. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to substitute a 2. So one thing that Miss Kimmick used to do, so if you remember Miss Kimmick was at our school last year. What Miss Kimmick would do is she would rewrite her angle. She would say angle HJF, is equal to 10x plus 36. Then what Miss Kimmick would do is everywhere she saw an x, she would just plug in a 2. Now, what's 10 times 2? It's 20. What's 20 plus 36? It's 56 degrees. So I can say that angle HJF is 56 degrees. You don't have to put the degree symbol on delta. You can just type in 56. That was an angle problem. Now let's look at a side problem. In the diagram below of triangle HJK, so I got this big triangle HJK. L is a midpoint of HJ, and M is a midpoint of JK. LM is 71 minus 9x, and HK is 23 minus x. So if we look, we're going to label our image. I have 71 minus 9x. And then I have 23 minus x. And remember, we double our midline and set it equal to our base. We're our mid-segment. My apologies. So I'm going to do 2 times 71 minus 9x equals 23 minus x. Now, whenever I have a number on the outside of my parentheses, I got to distribute. So 2 times 71 is 142. What is going on with my marker? 2 times the negative 9 is a negative 18, so I have minus 18x, and that's equal to 23 minus x. Now, I want to get all my x's on one side, so I'm going to add x to both sides of my equation. Negative 18 plus 1 is negative 17, so I have 142 minus 17x equals 23. Now I want to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 142 from both sides of my equation. So I get negative 17x equals 23 minus, what is it, 142. So I'm going to do 23 minus 142. And I get negative 119. And now I divide both sides of my equation by a negative 17. So I get x equals 7. Now I found out what x is equal to. Now I need to plug it into LM because I want to find the value of LM. And if we look, we know LM is 71 minus 9x. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to put a 7. So I have 71 minus 9 times 7. Nine times 7 is 63. And 71 minus 63 is 8. So that's your final answer. And that's it for today. If you have any questions, please email myself or Miss Colorundo. Have a great day, ladies.